On the edge of a quiet country road, the afternoon sun began to dip behind the trees, casting long shadows over the dusty ground. The usually peaceful stretch of asphalt was pierced only by the occasional hum of a passing car. But near the shoulder of the road, something unusual stirred. An anguished sound, soft and desperate. There, half hidden in a shallow ditch, lay a German shepherd. His once proud frame was twisted in pain. Both of his hind legs were broken, splayed out at odd angles. Beneath him, blood stained his thick fur and dirt clung to his damp muzzle. Despite the agony, he tried to crawl forward, dragging himself inch by agonizing inch toward safety. His eyes, golden and pleading, flicked toward the fading horizon as if begging for help. But the world around him was indifferent. Drivers slowed, only slightly, some glancing with pity, but none dared to stop. Time passed and the dog's whimpers grew weaker, his strength fading. Farther up the road, a small boy walked home from school, holding his mother's hand. Liam was only 5 years old, but possessed a curious, kind heart. His bright eyes caught the faint sound, and he tugged his mother's hand urgently. "Mom, stop." "There's something over there," he said, pointing toward the ditch. His mother, tired from the day's errands, sighed softly but obeyed, letting Liam pull her toward the sound. As they neared, Liam's eyes grew wide with shock. The German shepherd lay trembling, unable to stand. The sight was heartbreaking. The boy's tiny chest heaved as tears welled up, but he didn't look away. "Mom, we have to help him. Please," Liam pleaded, his voice trembling with urgency. His mother hesitated, uncertain. "Sweetheart, it's late and we don't have anything to help him with. Maybe someone else will come by." Liam's eyes locked onto the dog's suffering. Gaze and a fierce determination filled him. "No, Mom, he's scared and hurt. We can't just leave him here." For a moment the world seemed to hold its breath. Liam carefully dropped his backpack and crouched beside the dog. The German shepherd growled weakly, instinctively protecting himself from the unknown. But Liam's voice was soft and soothing. "It's okay, boy. I won't hurt you. I'm here to help," he whispered. Slowly the dog stopped growling and looked at Liam with a flicker of trust. The boy reached out a shaky hand, brushing away the dirt from the dog's face. The dog responded by licking Liam's fingers gently, as if accepting the small comfort offered. Liam's mother watched in awe, realizing her son's pure-hearted bravery. She knelt beside them, checking the dog's injuries. "His legs, they're broken," she said quietly, fighting back tears. Liam's little mind raced. "We have to get him help. Please, Mom." The sun dipped lower, casting an orange glow over the scene. The road grew quiet again except for the soft whimper of the dog and Liam's steady voice, comforting him as best as a child could. Nearby, a farmer driving by saw the scene and pulled over, offering a rough blanket to wrap the dog in. Together, Liam, his mother, and the farmer lifted the trembling German shepherd carefully, trying not to cause more pain. As they settled the injured dog into the back of the farmer's truck, Liam whispered, "You're safe now. I'm not leaving you." The little boy's courage in the face of helplessness marked the beginning of an extraordinary journey, one that would test hearts, change lives, and inspire an entire community. The farmer's old truck rumbled slowly down the dusty road, its tires crunching over gravel as the sun dipped lower, turning the sky into a canvas of pink and gold. In the back of the truck lay the German shepherd, wrapped carefully in a coarse blanket, his body trembling with pain and fear. Liam sat close beside him, his small hand resting gently on the dog's neck, whispering comforting words. His mother sat beside him, watching the boy with a mixture of worry and admiration. "Liam, are you sure you don't want to go home? It's getting dark," she asked softly. "No, Mom, I can't leave him here. He needs me," Liam replied, his voice steady, even though his eyes glistened with tears. The dog, whom Liam had already named Hero, seemed to sense the boy's determination. His golden eyes, clouded with pain, flickered with faint hope as he nudged Liam's hand weakly. Despite his injuries, Hero's tail gave a slight wag, a sign of trust that made Liam's heart swell. When the truck stopped at the small vet clinic on the edge of town, Liam helped the farmer carefully lift Hero out. The dog's legs gave no Strength and the weak groans of pain echoed through the cool evening air. The vet clinic was a modest building with flickering lights and the faint scent of antiseptic. Inside, nurses hurried past, tending to their duties. But when they saw the injured dog and the boy's earnest face, everything seemed to slow down. A young woman in scrubs approached them, her eyes softening as she took in the sight of Hero's broken limbs. "Thank you for bringing him in," she said gently. "We'll do everything we can." Liam watched anxiously as the vet examined Hero. The diagnosis was grim: multiple fractures in both hind legs, possible internal injuries, and a long road of recovery ahead. The vet explained the options, the costs, and the risks. Liam's mother's face fell. "We can't afford this. We don't have that kind of money," she said quietly, her voice cracking. Hearing this, Liam felt a surge of desperation. He looked up at his mother, tears streaming down his cheeks. "Please, Mom, Hero wants to live. He's not giving up, and neither can we." The vet looked at Liam, moved by the boy's fierce determination. "I'll do what I can to help, but it will be a challenge," she said gently. As night fell, Liam sat beside Hero's hospital cage, stroking his fur softly. The dog licked his fingers weakly, as if thanking him for staying. Liam hummed a lullaby his mother used to sing, hoping it would soothe Hero's pain. Outside the clinic, Liam's mother sat on a bench, dialing numbers to find help. Many local vets were either unavailable or recommended euthanasia due to the injuries. It was a bleak reality that crushed their spirits, but Liam refused to accept defeat. He took out his small tablet and asked his mother to help him create an online post about Hero's plight. With the help of the vet tech, Carla, they launched a fundraiser called Help Hero Walk Again. Liam's message was simple but powerful. "My dog is hurt. Please help him get better. He's my best friend." The story quickly began to spread. People shared it on social media, touched by the boy's courage and the dog's suffering. Messages of support flooded in from strangers near and far. Back in the clinic, every day Liam visited Hero, talking to him, encouraging him, promising he wouldn't be alone. Hero's eyes followed Liam like a beacon, his spirit refusing to break even when his body was weak. That night, as Liam held Hero's paw in the quiet clinic room, he whispered, "We're going to get through this, buddy. You're going to walk again." And in that moment, against all odds, hope began to bloom. The following morning dawned chilly and grey, the sky heavy with low clouds that promised rain. Inside the small vet clinic, the atmosphere was tense but filled with hope. Hero lay on a soft bed, eyes half closed, but still clinging to life. Liam arrived early, clutching a worn-out stuffed bear, his bravery buddy, and his heart full of determination. The vet, Dr. Simmons, paced slowly as she reviewed Hero's x-rays one more time. The images showed shattered bones in both, legs twisted and displaced. Without immediate surgery, Hero would never walk again. But surgery was expensive, far beyond what Liam's family could afford. "I wish we had more time," the vet muttered. "The longer we wait, the worse it gets." Liam looked up at the vet, eyes wide and earnest. "Can we please try? Please don't give up on him." Dr. Simmons gave a soft nod, moved by the boy's unwavering faith. "We'll do everything we can." Meanwhile, word of Hero's plight had spread like wildfire online. By midday, the fundraiser had begun to gather steam, with donations trickling in from strangers touched by the story of a little boy and a broken dog. Liam's mother sat anxiously by her phone, watching the donation numbers rise, each new message bringing a small flicker of hope. But the clock was ticking. A few hours later, as Hero rested, the clinic received a call from a renowned animal rescue foundation based in the city. They had heard the story and offered to cover the full cost of Hero's surgery and rehabilitation. Relief flooded through the room like a warm wave. Liam's face lit up with a smile so wide it almost seemed impossible for such a small boy to hold so much joy. "Thank you," he whispered, tears slipping down his cheeks. "Thank you so much." Preparations began quickly. Hero was moved to the operating room. The surgical team worked with careful precision, repairing the broken bones with pins and plates, stabilizing his fragile frame. The hours crawled by as Liam sat outside, holding his breath with every passing minute. Finally, the vet emerged, exhaustion etched on her face, but hope sparkling in her eyes. The surgery went well. Hero is a fighter. Liam's heart soared. He ran to Hero's side, gently stroking his fur. The dog's eyes fluttered open, weak but alive. In the days that followed, Hero's condition was fragile. Pain medication and antibiotics became his new routine. Liam visited every afternoon, sitting by the cage telling stories about the adventures they would have once Hero was better. He kissed Hero's head and held his paw tightly, promising never to leave him. Thai. Clinic staff soon noticed something remarkable. Hero's will to survive seemed as strong as Liam's love for him. Each day he became a little more responsive, a little more eager to fight. But it wasn't just Hero who was changed. Liam grew braver, more determined, and even more compassionate. He learned about healing and hope in a way no classroom could teach. Outside the clinic, the online fundraiser blossomed into a community movement. Strangers sent messages of encouragement, local news stations covered the story, and the hashtag Help Hero Walk Again trended on social media. People started organizing volunteer visits and donations of supplies to the clinic. Even the local school principal contacted Liam's mother, wanting to bring Hero in to meet the children and inspire kindness. Through it all, Liam's family rallied, together, strengthened by the shared hope that Hero would walk again. But there were still challenges ahead. The vet warned that the real test would come once Hero woke fully from surgery. Would he be able to move his legs at all? Could he endure the painful physical therapy needed to regain strength? Liam, however, refused to even consider giving up. On a rainy evening, as he sat beside Hero in the quiet clinic room, he whispered softly, "I'm here, Hero. We'll face whatever comes next. Together." And with that promise, the boy and the dog prepared for the hardest journey of their lives, the long road to healing. The first few days after surgery were the most critical. Hero lay quietly in his hospital cage, still groggy from anesthesia. His body weak, but his spirit quietly fighting. The clinic staff worked around the clock, checking his vitals and adjusting his medications, but the true battle was only beginning. The battle to wake from pain and fear and begin moving again. Liam visited as often as he could, sometimes twice a day. Every time he stepped into the clinic, Hero's ears perked up faintly, and his eyes flickered open just a little. The boy would drop to his knees beside the cage, placing a small hand on the dog's soft fur. "Hey, Hero. You're doing so well," Liam whispered, trying to keep his voice steady even as tears burned in his throat. "You're so strong." But strength alone wouldn't be enough. When Hero first tried to lift his legs, he flinched and whimpered, a sharp reminder of the pain inside. The vet, Dr. Simmons, explained the reality to Liam's parents. "This is going to be slow and it's going to hurt. We have to be patient, but there's hope if we keep trying." Physical therapy began carefully, gentle massages and small movements to prevent the muscles from wasting away. Liam watched the sessions with wide eyes, never missing a chance to encourage Hero. One afternoon, as Liam sat beside Hero, a nurse named Carla approached. She smiled warmly at the boy. "You're an incredible friend to him, Liam. Most dogs don't get someone who loves them like you do." Liam looked up shyly. "I just want him to get better." Carla's smile deepened. "And he wants to get better for you too." Word of Hero's slow but steady progress spread throughout the clinic, lifting the spirits of everyone involved. Patients and staff alike began to follow the story, inspired by the boy's determination and the dog's courage. But progress came with setbacks. One evening, after a therapy session, Hero's legs swelled painfully. The vet adjusted his treatment, and Liam's mother held him tightly, whispering soothing words to both dog and boy. Liam felt every moment of the struggle. When Hero tried to take a step with the harness, his legs trembled and gave way. The dog's eyes met Liam's as if asking, "Will you still believe in me?" Tears streamed down Liam's face, but he nodded fiercely. "Yes, Hero. I believe in you. We'll get there together." The little boy learned more about courage and patience than any child his age should have to know. He stayed by Hero's side through sleepless nights and painful therapy sessions. He talked to Hero about the future, running in the park, chasing, sticks, playing with friends. Outside the clinic, the fundraiser continued to grow. Donations exceeded expectations, enabling the clinic to purchase special therapy equipment and cover Hero's medications. Local volunteers organized visits, bringing toys and treats to cheer Hero on. One afternoon, the vet surprised Liam with a piece of good news. Hero had begun to move his toes, a tiny but crucial sign of recovery. Liam's heart soared. He hugged Hero gently and whispered, "You're a warrior." But the fight wasn't over. The team knew Hero still faced months of therapy and challenges, and the threat of permanent disability loomed. Yet every small victory was a beacon of hope. Liam's mother, watching her son's unwavering devotion, felt a deep gratitude for the dog who had brought new meaning to their lives. "Hero isn't just a dog," she said softly. "He's a healer, for Liam and for all of us." That night, Liam sat quietly beside Hero's cage. The clinic was hushed, the only sounds the soft breathing of boy and dog. Liam reached out to touch Hero's paw and said with quiet certainty, "We're in this together, Hero. No matter what." In that silent moment, a bond unbreakable was forged, one built on love, hope, and the courage to fight even when the odds seemed impossible. Weeks passed slowly, each day marked by small victories and moments of doubt. Hero remained at the clinic, surrounded by the steady hum of machines and the quiet footsteps of caring nurses. His once shattered legs were now held together by metal, pins and plates, but the real test was whether his body would respond to the long, painful process of healing. Liam never missed a single therapy session. Every morning he would wake early, clutch his backpack filled with Hero's favorite treats, and hurry to the clinic after school. His love for the dog fueled his hope that one day Hero would walk again. One chilly morning, Dr. Simmons arrived with a wide smile. "Liam," she said, kneeling down beside him, "I think Hero is ready for his first assisted step." Liam's eyes widened in disbelief. "Really?" The vet nodded. "It's going to be hard. Hero will need your support and he might get scared or frustrated, but this is an important milestone." That afternoon, the clinic staff prepared a special harness to support Hero's body as he attempted to stand. Liam stood beside the cage, his heart pounding. Carefully, the vet and nurses lifted Hero, guiding his weak legs to bear some weight. For a moment, Hero froze, eyes wide with uncertainty. Then, with a trembling effort, he placed one paw in front of the other. The movement was shaky, almost imperceptible, but it was there. Liam gasped, tears rushing to his eyes. "Good job, Hero. You're doing it." Encouraged by Liam's voice, Hero tried again, this time managing a small shuffle forward. His legs trembled, but his spirit shone brighter than ever. The clinic erupted in quiet cheers, the staff sharing smiles and relieved glances. Liam knelt beside Hero, stroking his fur. "You're a hero, you really are." Over the next days, Hero's steps grew a little steadier, though pain was still a constant shadow. Physical therapy became more intense, involving exercises to strengthen muscles and improve balance. Some days, Hero refused to move, his frustration palpable, but Liam never gave up on him. He sat for hours, singing songs, telling stories, and reminding Hero that he was not alone. Outside the clinic, the community's support grew stronger. Local schools organized fundraisers and awareness events. Neighbors volunteered to help with Hero's care, and a local artist painted a mural depicting the boy and the dog, a symbol of hope and resilience. Liam's mother marveled at the transformation in her son. "He's found a purpose, something bigger than himself," she said quietly, "and Hero has found a family." One rainy afternoon, after a particularly difficult therapy session, Hero collapsed back onto his bed, exhausted but refusing to give in. Liam sat beside him, tears in his eyes. "Don't give up, Hero. We've come so far. You can do this," he whispered. In that moment, Hero lifted his head weakly and licked Liam's cheek, a gesture of trust and gratitude. The vet reminded everyone that full recovery was still uncertain, and setbacks were part of the journey. But every tiny step Hero took was a victory against despair. As the sun set behind the clinic windows, Liam held Hero close. The long journey had only just begun, but together they were unstoppable. The days at the clinic started to feel less like a waiting game and more like a battle fought side by side. Each morning, Liam arrived with a quiet determination, ready to face whatever challenges the day would bring for Hero. The once fragile dog now showed flashes of his old spirit. Tail wagging weakly, eyes brightening when he saw Liam's face. Physical therapy sessions grew longer and more demanding. The harness became a familiar sight as Hero gradually learned to trust his legs again. Some moments were triumphant, others heartbreaking. When Hero stumbled or refused to move, Liam would sit with him for hours, whispering encouragement and telling stories of their future adventures. One day, Dr. Simmons brought unexpected news. Hero's healing is progressing faster than we expected. With continued care, he might walk without assistance soon. Liam's eyes lit up, and a hopeful smile spread across his mother's face. The words felt like a miracle. But the road was far from smooth. The clinic was filled with moments of tension. Hero's legs sometimes swelled painfully, requiring extra rest and careful treatment. Liam learned to read the subtle signs of his friend's discomfort, adjusting their routines to ease the strain. Despite the physical pain, Hero's spirit remained unbroken. His bond with Liam deepened with each passing day. The boy's gentle touch and unwavering faith became the anchor that held Hero steady through his darkest hours. Outside the clinic, the community's support blossomed into something even greater. Donations poured in, enabling the purchase of specialized equipment. For Hero's rehabilitation, volunteers organized dog-walking groups and therapy sessions for other injured animals, inspired by Hero's story. Liam's school arranged a special assembly where he spoke about compassion and perseverance. The crowd listened in awe as the boy shared his journey with Hero, reminding everyone of the power of kindness. One afternoon, as Liam helped Hero into the therapy harness, the dog surprised everyone. With tentative determination, Hero took 3 unassisted steps. Gasps of joy filled the room. Liam's smile shone brighter than the clinic's fluorescent lights. Tears of happiness streamed down his face as he whispered, "You did it, Hero." "You're walking!" The vet smiled warmly. "This is just the beginning, but it's a huge step forward." That evening, as the clinic quieted down, Liam sat beside Hero, brushing his fur softly. The little dog rested his head on Liam's knee, eyes closing in peaceful trust. Liam's mother watched from the doorway, her heart full. "Your love gave him a second chance," she said softly. The journey was far from over, but the first true steps had been taken. For Liam and Hero, hope had transformed from a fragile dream into a tangible reality. Together, they looked toward a future where broken legs and shattered spirits could heal, and where even the smallest acts of kindness could change a life forever. The morning sun spilled softly through the windows of the vet clinic, casting warm light on Hero as he rested in his bed. The progress he had made was nothing short of miraculous. 3 unassisted steps had turned into several shaky strides, and Liam's heart swelled with pride every time Hero moved a little more confidently. But just when it seemed the road to recovery was clear, a new challenge appeared. One evening, after a particularly vigorous therapy session, Hero suddenly began limping badly on one leg. He whimpered softly, unable to put weight on his paw. Alarmed, Liam and the clinic staff rushed to examine him. Dr. Simmons frowned as she reviewed the x-rays again. "It looks like there's been a setback. One of the pins supporting Hero's leg may have shifted." The news hit Liam like a wave crashing over him. After months of fighting, it felt like they were starting over. Liam sat beside Hero's cage, his face pale but determined. "Don't worry, Hero, we've come this far, we're not giving up." The vet explained that Hero would need another surgery to correct the problem. It was risky, painful, and meant another long recovery. Liam's mother squeezed his hand. "We'll get through this," she promised. The community that had rallied around Hero once again stepped forward. Donations increased, messages of encouragement flooded social media, and volunteers offered support in any way they could. The night before the surgery, Liam stayed by Hero's side. He held his paw gently, whispering stories about all the places they would visit once Hero was fully healed. "We're stronger than this, buddy. "We can do it," Liam said, tears shining in his eyes. The surgery was tense and lengthy. The clinic staff worked tirelessly, fixing the shifted pin and reinforcing Hero's leg. When the vet finally emerged, her face was tired but hopeful. "The surgery went well. Now we have to be patient again." In the following days, Hero's pain was severe. Liam stayed close, talking softly, reassuring the dog with his presence. The clinic became their second home, a place filled with tears, hope, and determination. This setback tested Liam in ways he hadn't expected. He felt helpless at times, watching his friend suffer, but he also discovered a strength within himself, a fierce loyalty and love that refused to waver. Each day brought small signs of improvement. Hero's eyes would brighten when Liam entered the room. He would wag his tail weakly, reminding everyone that the fight wasn't over. Liam's mother marveled at her son's resilience. "You've taught us all what true courage looks like," she told him one evening. As the weeks passed, Hero slowly began to respond to therapy again. The setback made the journey longer and harder, but also deepened the bond between boy and dog. One afternoon, as Liam helped Hero to his feet with the harness, the dog took a trembling step forward. It was slower and more cautious than before, but it was a step filled with determination. Liam smiled through tears and whispered, "We'll get there, Hero, together." The story of their struggle and unwavering hope continued to inspire the community. People shared the message that healing wasn't always a straight path. Sometimes it meant falling and getting back up again. For Liam and Hero, every step forward was a victory, no matter how small. And with each victory, their hearts grew stronger. The day had finally arrived, the day Liam had dreamed about for months. Hero, once helpless and broken, was about to take his first unassisted steps outside the clinic. The sun shone warmly through the trees, casting dappled shadows on the soft grass of the nearby park. It was a perfect spring afternoon, filled with promise and new beginnings. Liam's heart raced as he stood beside Hero, who was supported by a special harness designed to give him just enough help while encouraging independence. The dog's eyes locked onto Liam's with quiet trust, a silent conversation passing between them, a promise that they would face this moment together. "Ready, Hero?" Liam whispered, his voice trembling with emotion. Hero gave a gentle bark as if to say, "Let's do this." With steady determination, Hero planted his paws on the ground and took a slow, careful step forward. Then another, and then another. The steps were wobbly, filled with hesitation, but each one grew stronger. Liam's eyes welled up with tears of joy. He cheered softly, "You're doing it. You're really walking." The small crowd of clinic staff, volunteers, and neighbors who had gathered erupted in applause. The mural painted in Hero's honor seemed to glow in the sunlight, a testament to the journey they had all shared. For months, Hero had been more than a dog. He was a symbol of hope, courage, and the unbreakable bond between a boy and his best friend. As Hero continued to walk across the grass, Liam ran alongside, offering words of encouragement and gentle pats. Every step was a victory, a testament to the power of love and resilience. Liam's mother stood nearby, watching her son's glowing face and the dog who had changed their lives forever. "Look at what love can do," she whispered, tears streaming down her cheeks. The local news team captured the moment, sharing it with a community that had held their breath through every setback and every triumph. Hero's story inspired many, reminding everyone that even in the darkest times, kindness and determination could bring light. That evening, as Hero rested peacefully in Liam's lap, the boy looked up at the stars and made a quiet promise. "No matter what comes next, I'll always be here for you." Hero wagged his tail gently, his eyes filled with gratitude and trust. The journey from broken legs and pain to these first proud steps had been long and difficult, but it had shaped a bond that nothing could break. Liam had taught Hero how to fight for life, and Hero had taught Liam the true meaning of hope. Together they faced the impossible and triumphed, and in their story, everyone who heard it found a little more faith, in healing, in friendship, and in the incredible strength of the heart.